Children as young as 14 will be targeted by police under new anti-association laws that the state government has introduced into Parliament. The bill aims to crack down on youth crime, but has met with outrage from civil liberties groups. Karianne Greenbank reports.
It's the controversial crackdown on youth crime.
We're really concerned about these laws.
That's about to become the new norm in Victoria.
All in all, this is an exceptional day for justice in our state.
Soon, police officers from the rank of sergeant and above will be able to issue a teenager as young as 14 with an unlawful association notice, which prevents them associating with convicted criminals. For example, other youths found guilty of armed robberies, carjackings and aggravated burglaries. That teen can be issued with a notice regardless of whether they have a criminal history, and if they breach it, can be locked away for up to 3 years.
They are extraordinary powers, but also we know that these sort of powers for Victoria Police can make a huge difference in disrupting this sort of crime in our state.
After mounting federal government pressure over African youth crime.
We have the problem in Victoria, and the problem is of the state government's making.
The state government shied away from suggestions the bans could single out South Sudanese youth.
These are young people who are disengaged and isolated, and they just need assistance.
Similar laws have had mixed results. Anti-association laws introduced in Queensland in 2013 to target bikies resulted in controversial arrests, but not a single conviction before being dumped and replaced. Anti-consorting laws introduced in New South Wales in 2012 did secure convictions, but drew fire from the New South Wales Ombudsman for their impact on youth. He found there was an exceptionally high level of police error in wrongly identifying children as convicted offenders.
What it will mean is children have to worry about who might be on their soccer team. Children have to worry about who they might be chatting to on Facebook.
While civil libertarians are calling for the legislation to be abandoned, the state opposition says it will likely support the bill as it put forward a very similar policy months ago.
I guess imitation's the best form of flattery.
Karianne Greenbank, 9 News.
Victorians as young as 14 could be banned from mixing with serious criminals under new legislation before Parliament. The government says the tough new laws are aimed at keeping teenagers from joining criminal gangs.
Sammy Gretsch admits he took drugs from the age of 14, but now concentrates on his rapping and TAFE course.
Keep yourself in high beam, never stop chasing your dreams.
But other young Victorians who flirt with serious criminals now face police non-association notices under the threat of 3 years jail.
This is all about not just dealing with crime, but preventing crime.
Currently, police can issue non-association notices to 18-year-olds, but new legislation will lower that age to just 14. It's aimed at stopping young Victorians associating with outlaw bikie clubs, crime families and street gangs. The Liberals support the change.
We don't know why it's taken Daniel Andrews so long to accept that there is a crisis with gang violence in Victoria.
But the Greens are firmly against it.
Of course, the worst thing to do to children who are caught up in the justice system is to threaten them with 3 years imprisonment.
And while most politicians support the new legislation, a collection of human rights and community legal services has warned that the legislation will have a chilling effect on the rights of Victorians to associate.
We think that these laws seriously undermine democracy. What they're doing is they're introducing the concept of guilt by association.
The scheme will be overseen by the broad-based Anti-Corruption Commission. Brendan Donahue, 7 News.